Hey, what's up, people? JSF here with another video about Injustice 2, and here we have the select screen. Now, this select screen is based on a leak that happened last month, and like somebody posted a leak and nobody really paid much attention to it or gave it much credit until yesterday because the stuff that the guy said is starting to seem true. And what he said was he was like a developer working on the mobile version of Injustice 2, and he was like, "Hey, all these characters I like can guarantee like are in the mobile version of the game. I can't 100% say they're in the console version, but most likely they are because they are in the mobile version. And I've either seen concept art or I have some. And he posted some pictures of Harley Quinn which looked to be official concept art. But anyway, keep in mind that his list that he put out was in December. So it was after, all the reveals we had, and it was during the drought. So it was after we got, Wonder Woman and Blue Beetle revealed, and we got Deadshot and Harley revealed. So that's why they're not on this list. And the initial, characters that were shown at E3 aren't on this list either. So, and the character select screen is reflecting this list. And I'll talk about how some of these characters work, which seem way too similar and things like that. And then based on stuff we heard yesterday with the story trailer and the announcements on the website. So anyway, his list has Joker, Bane, Poison Ivy, Swamp Thing, Black Canary, Catwoman, Cyborg, Hal Jordan, John Stewart, Cheetah, Firestorm, Flash, who, well, we knew about already, Scarecrow, Green Arrow, Captain Cold, Brainiac, Damian Wayne, Black Adam, Dr. Fate, Power Girl, Zoom, and Mr. Freeze. And then he said the main villain of the story is Brainiac. Now, another absentee you'll notice is Darkseid. And the thing about that is Darkseid is DLC, so like he might not be counted as part of the main initial launch roster because he's the first DLC character. Like, yeah, he's coming out at launch, but he's still considered a pre-order DLC, and like he's an extension of the game, and like he isn't the main villain of the story, probably doesn't play a role in the story whatsoever. So like he is an extra, like he might not even be in the mobile game when it comes out, we don't know. But like that's a reason he might be absent for this list. I mean, he's on the select screen, but that's because there was one extra spot, and I'll get to why that might be, a mistake, or why that might be the way it is a little later on. But I just want to say, yeah, this came out, a month ago before we knew anything. And he called Bane, he called Poison Ivy, he called, Brainiac being the main villain of the story, and he called Damian Wayne. Like, he didn't even say Robin, he just said Damian. And the Damian in the game obviously is Robin. It's been confirmed by Ed Boon and just other people. Like, he's got the sword, he's got the hood, he's got the color scheme. Like, it's Damian. There's no question. It's not Jason, it's not Dick. Now, to some of the other characters, Black Canary was supposed to be in the first game. Ed Boon's teased her. Like, a lot of people want her in the game, and she's a female, and like there's not that many females, so when it's a highly requested female, there's a good chance she'll get in. So like I just don't have any doubt that Black Canary will be in. Catwoman is pretty much the most iconic female DC character besides Wonder Woman. It's a household name. She's in the first game. So like, like a lot of these are like shoo-ins and like characters that should be in the game. He teased Black Adam as well, who's on the list. Dr. Fate and Captain Cold are on the merch. Like, it's just, the list doesn't look that bad. There's some weird things where you could be like, why is Scarecrow on there? Or why is, Captain Cold and Mr. Freeze on there? Or like Hal Jordan and John Stewart. And like, that would be confusing. But yesterday we saw from the website itself that if you pre-order the Ultimate Edition, or you order the Ultimate Edition, you get Power Girl, John Stewart, and Reverse Flash as gear or alternate skins for Green Lantern, who I'm assuming is Hal Jordan, since John Stewart's the alternate for the Flash, and for Supergirl. So yeah, so we know that that's a thing. So with that being known, we can pretty much put together that Mr. Freeze can be an alternate for Captain Cold, because they're different characters, but they're both guys who use ice weapons. Like, they both use ice guns. Like, Captain Cold has a cold gun and he has more to his character, but to swap in Mr. Freeze wouldn't be a huge difference. And it says Zoom is on this list, but the thing about Zoom in the comics is the name of like 2 or 3 different people. Like, Eobard Thawne, who is the Reverse Flash, goes by Professor Zoom. So, and his color scheme is the yellow and black that we see on the Reverse Flash. And even Zoom Hunter Zolomon in the comics wears yellow, like not like black like Zoom in the TV show. So just because it says Zoom doesn't mean it's not the Reverse Flash. Yeah, so there's just a lot on this list. Like Firestorm is a character that I would have guessed is in the game just because, like, I don't know, it seems like he's getting more attention and they have him in the CW shows, and like he's just a really interesting character. Like I just would be, I would think he'd be in the game or DLC. Like Joker, I was pretty sure would be in the game. Like this list looks pretty legit. Like the only thing that I think is really surprising or out of place is Scarecrow, but I mean, I wouldn't have expected Damian to be in the game over, Dick or Jason. So, anything's possible. But this looks to be legit for the launch roster. And then another thing is why I said Darkseid wasn't on the list, but he's on the select screen. He's on the screen because, like, we saw him get leaked and we've seen him in the trailers, pre-order DLC. But this is before all that. And it has a Cheetah on here and Catwoman. And I think a lot of people assume that Cheetah and Catwoman would swap. Like Cheetah would be an alternate skin for Catwoman or a gear piece. But I'm not convinced. Like, yes, they're both, feline women who claw and stuff like that. But Catwoman has different things. Like she has like her whip and stuff like that. She's even got more than that. Gadgets if they want to get into her character more. So like she could have all that kind of stuff that wouldn't fit in with Cheetah at all. Cheetah's more like primal and like using poison and making you bleed and like even magic, like so stuff like that. So like Cheetah could be pretty different from Catwoman if they wanted to go that route. So I think like that final slot could be Cheetah. Her and Catwoman wouldn't share a spot, and Darkseid would be like an extra and not in the original 28 spots on the select screen. So yeah, but like this roster looks to be official. Like I'm not gonna say this is 100% super official, like final opening launch roster, but it looks like this is what it's gonna be, guys. This is what we should expect to happen. This is who we should expect to have in the game. Just remember that like some of these characters, Power Girl and Supergirl, Reverse Flash and Flash, Mr. Freeze and Captain Cold, Dr. Cold. Just remember some of these characters will share like the same movesets when we'll just be like swapping out for gear. But what do you guys think? Do you guys agree? Do you guys think this is just a fake thing somebody made up? Is it just a coincidence? I think it's pretty real. I have no reason not to believe it's real. Like after like a 4-month drought, if I worked for a company that wasn't even NRS that was making the mobile port of the game, I'd probably leak something too. So, it's very possible it could be real. But yeah, leave a like, dislike, however you feel about the video, subscribe, comment, and have fun.